Hello, book lovers, and welcome back to Ace Book Talk. Today, we re-diving into a thrilling and thought-provoking science fiction classic, The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. Herbert George Wells, born in 1866, was an English writer best known for his science fiction novels. He wasn't just a storyteller. Wells was a visionary who explored the potential and the perils of scientific advancements, reflecting the anxieties and aspirations of a rapidly changing world. He lived through the late Victorian era and witnessed the dawn of the 20th century, a period marked by unprecedented technological progress and social upheaval. This backdrop significantly influenced his writing, imbuing it with a sense of both wonder and unease about the future. The Invisible Man, published in 1897, tells the story of Griffin, a brilliant but arrogant scientist who discovers a way to make himself invisible. Publisher, I was I L S S C The narrative begins with the arrival of a mysterious stranger at the Alliance Head Inn in the small village of Iping, West Sussex. This stranger, heavily bandaged and reclusive, is none other than Griffin. He demands absolute privacy and spends his days locked away in his room, conducting strange experiments. As Griffin runs out of money, his odd behavior arouses suspicion among the villagers. They become increasingly curious and concerned about what he is doing. When they try to confront him, Griffin reveals his invisibility by removing his bandages, creating chaos and terror in the village. He abandons his lodgings, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and mounting fear. Now invisible, Griffin believes he can achieve anything without consequence. He initially revels in his newfound power, committing petty thefts and pranks. However, he soon discovers that invisibility is not the blessing he imagined. It comes with severe limitations and unexpected challenges. He struggles with the practical difficulties of daily life, the inability to eat without being seen, the constant cold, and the sheer loneliness of his existence. He becomes increasingly desperate and unstable. Driven to desperation, Griffin seeks the help of Dr. Kemp, a former acquaintance from his university days. A former acquaintance, his university days. He reveals his identity to Kemp and recounts the details of his scientific breakthrough, how he discovered a process to alter the refractive index of his body, rendering him invisible. He also confesses to the darker side of his experiments, including the use of vivisection on animals. Griffin intends to use Kemp as an accomplice in a reign of terror, planning to establish an invisible man regime where they rule through fear and intimidation. Kemp, however, is horrified by Griffin's megalomania and dangerous intentions. He realizes the grave threat Griffin poses to society and decides to betray him. Kemp alerts the authorities, setting in motion a manhunt for the Invisible Man. Griffin, enraged by Kemp's betrayal, vows revenge. He hunts Kemp through the village, leaving a trail of destruction and violence in his wake. The villagers, armed and determined, rally together to capture him. In a climactic confrontation, Griffin is finally cornered and killed by the pursuing mob. His invisibility fades upon his death, revealing his body to the shocked onlookers. The secret of his invisibility dies with him, as his notes, detailing the complex scientific process, are lost during the chaos. The Invisible Man is more than just a thrilling science fiction story. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the ethical responsibilities that come with scientific advancements. Griffin's journey highlights the corrupting influence of power and the importance of considering the potential consequences of our actions. One key takeaway from this book is the importance of accountability. Griffin, empowered by his invisibility, believes he is above the law and moral constraints. His actions demonstrate that true freedom lies not in the absence of consequences, but in the responsible exercise of our choices. Another important lesson is the significance of community. The villagers of Iping, initially fearful and suspicious, ultimately unite to overcome the threat posed by Griffin. Their collective action underscores the power of solidarity and the importance of standing up against injustice. Furthermore, the novel serves as a reminder that true greatness lies not in scientific achievement alone, but in the ethical application of knowledge. Griffin's brilliance is ultimately overshadowed by his arrogance and lack of empathy, leading to his downfall. The Invisible Man remains relevant today because it explores timeless themes that continue to resonate with contemporary audiences. It prompts us to consider the potential dangers of unchecked scientific progress and the importance of ethical considerations in all aspects of our lives. It's a story that encourages us to reflect on our own ambitions and the impact we have on the world around us. That's it for today's discussion on The Invisible Man. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into this classic science fiction novel. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more book recommendations. Let me know in the comments what book you'd like me to review next. Happy reading!